Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita, ipadama ang pusong may malasakit. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Sakali mang tayo'y subukin ng unos, ating haharapin ng walang takot. Sasamahan ka ni Fernan at Dino, ang bagong barkada mo. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Nan, di ba noong nakaraan, tinuruan tayo ni Ma'am Claire kung paano ihanda ang lupa para sa pagtatanim?
Oo, bakit mo naman naitanong?
Hulaan nyo kung ano naman ang bagong matutunghayan natin ngayon.
Parang alam ko na yan.
Sa palagay ko, tuturuan na tayo ng ating guro ngayon kung paano magtanim o magpatubo ng mga binhi.
Tama ka dyan, Nan. Ngayong araw, madadagdagan na naman ng ating kaalaman sa agrikultura.
Kaya naman, halina't panoorin na natin ang ating teacher lecturer ngayong araw para sa isa na namang makabuluhang aralin. Let's go!
Hello, Fernandino Teens. I am Ma'am Glessa and welcome to Fernandino Teens TV's Agriculture and Home episode. You have learned in one of the previous episodes with Ma'am Claire Nashon how to prepare the land for planting. Today, we'll bring agriculture in your own backyard. Brace yourselves as I turn your boredom into a meaningful engagement and help you build a personal relationship with plants, animals, and nature in general by creating your own home garden. Before we proceed to our lesson today, let me present a short introduction capturing Pampanga High School's Gulayan sa Paaralan program. let's have a little ride about the past. Fernandino teens, observe this picture and tell me where we can find this beautiful scenery. Clue, it is recognized as one of the wonders of the world. Brilliant! It is the Banawe Rice Terraces in Ifugao, Philippines, one of the 8 wonders of the world. It is believed that the Banawe Rice Terraces may have been built starting 10,000 BC, which proves the early Filipino skills in agriculture. It was the main source of livelihood back then. There is abundance of fruits and vegetables for human consumption. During that time, there is no need for the natives of the place to buy in the market because they can produce their own vegetable basket. The main goal of this video lesson is to educate you, Fernandino teens, about the methods of vegetable production which can be applied at home and is important for household food security. These are our objectives for today. Number 1, differentiate the 2 methods of planting. 2, classify vegetable seeds according to their planting methods. And lastly, apply the 2 methods of planting in establishing your own home gardening. Before we finally begin our discussion, let me ask you this question. Have you ever wondered how your favorite vegetables are being produced in the farm? I will show you some pictures and try to connect all of them. What do you think is missing in the process? If you are watching through Facebook Live, kindly comment your insights in the comment box. Later, you will discover if your insights are correct. Now, let us unlock the meaning of some difficult words which you may encounter later. Listen attentively. The first word is crop. A crop is a plant or plant product that can be grown and harvested for profit or for human consumption. The second word is sowing. Sowing means planting. The third word is germination. Germination is the development of a seed into a young plant. Let us now discuss the methods of planting. The 2 methods of planting are direct sowing and transplanting. Let us differentiate the 2. Direct sowing or direct seeding is the sowing of seeds directly in the soil, bypassing the need for nurseries and irrigation. This fulfills 2 goals the farmers have in mind, namely to produce food and to do this economically by conserving water and nutrients. Under direct planting method, the following characteristics of seeds and plants must be observed. Size, it should be big seeds and seeds that grow fast. Under care, the seeds and plants which do not need extra care during the seedling stage. Here are the examples of seeds that can be used for direct sowing. Cucumber, radish, string beans, melon, beans, watermelon, carrot, squash, ladyfinger, or okra. Fernandino teens, can you think of vegetables which have bigger seeds? Kindly type your answers on the comment section below. You have a wide range of thinking. Keep it up. At this point, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of using direct sowing method. Let's begin with the advantages. First, it requires less labor. You do not have to prepare a nursery, care for it, and pull the seedlings. Also, direct seeded plants mature 7 to 10 days earlier than transplanted rice. They are not subjected to stress like being pulled from the soil of the nursery and do not need to reproduce fine rootlets. We will now move on to its disadvantages. First, in direct seeding, the seeds are exposed to birds, rats, and snails. Second, there is greater crop weed competition because rice plants and weeds are of similar age. Third, plants tend to lodge more because there is less root anchorage. And lastly, more seeds are required, and that is 80 to 100 kilograms per hectare compared to 35 to 65 kilograms per hectare with transplanting. Alright, there you have the first part of our discussion. Later, we will discuss indirect method or transplanting when Fernandino Teens TV returns.
Ang Schools Division Office City of San Fernando, Pampanga ay kaisa ng Department of Education sa pagsasagawa ng mga proyekto at programa na tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral. Inilunsad ang Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors upang magbigay ng educational at psychological assistance sa mga mag-aaral, magulang at stakeholders ng Division. Kaya, kung may nais kayong itanong tungkol sa pag-aaral, maaaring magpadala ng mensahe sa Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors Facebook page o tumawag sa mga numero na makikita sa ibaba ng inyong screen tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Maaari rin kayong sumangguni sa ating guidance counselors na nagbibigay ng guidance and counseling services. Lahat ng inyong ibabahagi ay mananatiling confidential. Ang nasabing programa ay nagsisilbing daan upang malaman ang feedbacks ng stakeholders para matulungan ang ating divisyon na mapagbuti pa ang mga sumusunod na programa. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tumawag na sa aming mga numero o bumisita na sa aming Facebook page at magpadala ng inyong mga katanungan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back! I'm here to continue what has been started in our lesson earlier. We were able to discuss the first method of planting, which is direct sowing. Again, what is direct planting or sowing? Very good. You must be very attentive. Direct sowing is planting directly on the ground. Next, what are the characteristics of seeds under this method? Very impressive. Seeds should be big and those that grow fast. Let us proceed to another method of planting, which is transplanting. In agriculture and gardening, transplanting is the technique of moving a plant from one location to another. Transplanting is a method of planting seed in a seed box, and later, when the seedlings are big enough, when they have 2 or 4 true leaves, they are transplanted from the seed box to the garden plot. Transplanting is done when the seedlings have attained 12 to 15 centimeters height and have developed 3 to 4 leaves. Here are the advantages of using transplanting method. First, indirect seeding gives you greater control over growing conditions, such as protecting the soil from pests or allowing the seeds to germinate in a protective environment like a greenhouse. Second, the second rate of indirect seeding is higher than of direct seeding and will therefore yield a greater crop. On the other hand, here are the disadvantages of transplanting. 1. Indirect seeding can potentially lead to greater expenses due to the cost of materials such as seedling trays or possibly even for maintaining a greenhouse. 2. It also requires additional preparation in order to make sure that your seedlings are ready for transplantation during the right growing season. Third, the young plants are at risk of transplant shock when you transplant them into a new and less controlled environment. The main reason why we are studying these methods is because we want you to apply home gardening and enjoy the valuing benefits, especially during this pandemic season. Let's have them listed. 1. It encourages you to eat healthier. Half the fun of gardening is getting to eat what you grow. One study found that students involved in hands-on home gardening programs developed an increased snacking preference for fruits and vegetables. It also demonstrates how gardening can be instrumental in preventing obesity as well as other health problems. 2. It provides engaging and moderate exercise. Garden tasks such as digging, raking, and turning compost use a variety of muscles in the upper and lower body. One report cites that the calorie expenditure for different gardening activities at around 250 to 500 calories per hour, depending on the intensity of the activity. But more than mere exercise, gardening teaches you a pattern of healthy activities. The physical task of food growing can contribute to a broader understanding of the various ways of staying active and take greater responsibility for their own health. 3. It builds a sense of confidence. It provides the experience of planting a tiny seed into a hole, watering it, protecting it, and watching it explode into life and growth. Therefore, it is good for building a child's sense of competence as they engage in real-life activity. 4. It relieves stress. The main benefit of gardening is learning to relax, since it allows you to breathe fresh air. Did you know research indicates that the calming effect of gardening has on the brain extends even beyond the actual act of gardening? A 2011 study tested the stress-relieving effects of gardening in Amsterdam. Researchers found significant decreases in cortisol, a hormone produced by stress in participants sent out to garden after a recovery period. 5. It helps save money. You can save a lot of money by growing your own vegetables and fruits. By spending a few amount on seeds, fresh and organic vegetables are ready for harvesting at your own backyard. At this point, let us watch a short video about home gardening.
Sa hirap ng buhay ngayon, lahat tayo ay naghahanap ng alternatibong mapagkukuhaan ng pagkain para sa araw-araw nating pangangailangan. Ang gulayan at bulaklakan ay nagtuturo kung papaano magsimula ng inyong maliit na backyard garden. Dito rin sa center, sila ang nagpo-produce ng mga gulay gamit lamang ang mga recyclable materials bilang taniman at sarili nilang gawang compost mula naman sa mga nabubulok na basura ng kanilang barangay. Si David Balilla, isang agriculturist, ang namamahala ng proyektong ito.
Ang project na ito, nagsimula ito noong 1998. Actually, isa itong barangay project, isang urban garden dito sa buong Metro Manila na isang modelong at saka modernong pamamaraan ng pagtatanim sa kalunsuran. Pinakabasihan ng aming programa, yung pinakalegal na basihan ay ang Republic Act 9003. Ito yung Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. At mayroong kaming programa na tungkol nga sa paghihiwalay ng basura, yung segregation, at yung mga nabubulok na nakukulikta dito sa aming barangay, yun ang ginagawang pataba. At yun naman ang ginagamit dito. Napaka-unique ng aming garden dahil iba-ibang disenyo ay nandito na kaya sa amin. Gaya ng sako, pwedeng pahiga, pwedeng patindig, pwedeng pahanging. Dito wala nang dahilan para hindi makapagtanim. Kahit yan nakasimento, kahit yan buhanginan, kahit yan batuhan, kahit yan dinadaanan ng tubig, pwede pa rin magtanim.
Sa tulong ng Asia Development Bank, naisakatuparan ang proyekto, ang pagtatayo ng gulayan at bulaklakan. Ang proyektong ito ay may 5 layunin. Una, upang maibsan ang kagutuman ng mga mamamayan. Pangalawa, mabawasan ang kahirapan ng Pilipino. Pangatlo, matugunan ang problema sa malnutrisyon. Pang-apat, mabigyan ng solusyon ang lumalalang suliranin sa sanitasyon at kalusugan ng ating bayan. At panglima, mabawasan ang itinatapon na basura bilang tugon sa climate change. May iba't ibang klase ng tanim sa gulayan at bulaklakan. Mayroong sibuyas, mustasa, pechay, snake ampalaya, papaya, mga medicinal plants, at marami pang iba. Maraming advantages kung marereplicate ang proyektong ito.
Itong urban gardening ay napakahalaga lalo dito sa Metro Manila dahil unang-una kung dito na nagpo-produce ng gulay, sigurado kang malinis at sariwa dahil ikaw mismo ang nagpo-produce. Pangalawa, mura dahil wala na yung freight and handling na nagagastos. 70% ng budget natin ay napupunta sa pagkain. Napakalaking bagay ang sarili mo ng gulay na sa pagkain mo araw-araw. Ngayon, ang budget mo para doon sa gulay, iyon na ang parang savings mo sa araw-araw.
Narito naman ang mga tips para sa inyong sariling urban garden. Una, gumawa ng sariling pataba o organic fertilizer.
Yung biodegradable na materyales na mula sa kusina, instead na itatapon mo na yung mga reject na vegetables, reject na prutas, tapos tirang pagkain, gawin mo ng compost.
Pangalawa, magtanim gamit ang mga non-biodegradable materials.
Mga itatapon mo ng mga non-bio na materyales gaya ng bote, gaya ng gulong, yung mga styro na pwede mong taniman, yun ang gagamitin mong tataniman.
Gumawa ng planting medium.
Yung mga acerola, orenola, mga plastics na iba-ibang klase, hanggat maaari na pwede mong taniman.
At ang huli, maging matyaga sa pag-aalaga ng mga tanim.
Mahalaga dyan ay yung pag-alaga. Kailangan mayroon kang tiyaga na yun bang sa araw-araw may pagpapaunlakan mo ng kaunting oras para makaproduce ka ng magandang halaman, magandang gulay.
Ang pagkakaroon ng backyard urban garden ay hindi lamang makakatulong sa inyong pang-araw-araw na mapagkukunan ng pagkain, kundi pati na rin sa pag-aalaga ng ating kalikasan. At kung patuloy ang paglaganap ng ganitong proyekto dito sa Metro Manila, maiibsan natin ang gutom, problema sa basura, at mai-improve ang living conditions ng mga mamamayang Pilipino.
What did you learn from the video? Type your answer on the comment section below. Brilliant! Home gardening is beneficial in this pandemic season, not only to relieve stress but also one way of generating income. That's it. For the next part of the discussion, Fer, Nan, and Dino will join me as I demonstrate the two methods of planting. We will get there when we return, so stay tuned!
Maya po oras kaya kayo, Fernandinos. Ako pala ay Elwin Arl Serrano ng City Tourism Office ng Siyudad San Fernando. Ngayong bulan na ini, pagmasusyan tayo ang National Heritage Month na ating temang Victory and Humanity, Upholding Filipino Heritage and Identity. Kambena nini, metong karang aktibidades na ng siyudad, apin ng launching ng bayong Heritage Passport. Yung Heritage Passport, apin ng metong karing proyekto ng kaya katamong siyudad, yung paminamuna ng Mayor Edwin D. Santiago. Anong nuka rin makalagelangan ding eganagan ng heritage sites, heritage structures, na akit tamo kin kay katamong heritage district. Makakayado din kini, ding importansya da ding mapil na tradisyon, kay ni syudad, kalupa na ning pamangawang parol, ang poing pamangalesa. May aho siyang heritage passport, uling atin kang dapat gawan, anong nukaran puntalan mo lading at yung passport, at saka ka mag-selfie. Kay ba't kanta, palto making tourism office, at mamiyalang sticker ka rin eganagan ng apuntulan mong lugar. At timong may ngari ang tutong passport. Balumingeni, panahon na ini, tamo makain bisa lumal, uli na ng COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naman kimbanwa ngayon agkatan ko labing bikers tamo, edad 18 hanggang 50, imbis na lumaot kayo po, di na nyo lang dita ka oras di kaya katamong heritage structures, kaya ni syudad. Anya naman karing mumunang 50 bikers ang makayari kaya katamong heritage passport, midinan lang premium only San Fernando loot bag. Inggawan nyo mo bakit ta makapag-register, punta kayo mismo opisina na ng City Tourism, ng munisipyo, at saka kayo magdalang metong valid ID. Kabinan kaya kayong heritage passport, ating makasipit ang instruction nung nano pa ing dapat gawan. Anya naman ka rin hanggang kapadyakin, nanano ko pa, tara na!
Fernandino Teens TV.
Hello, it's me again, Ma'am Glessa, and we will now continue discussing the gardening basics. Join Fer, Nan, and Dino in performing the two methods of planting seeds and seedlings. Before we discuss the step-by-step procedures in performing the two methods of planting, let me reiterate the safety measures that we should observe to prevent accidents or harm while planting. Number 1. Wear complete PPE or personal protective equipment like farmer's hat, long sleeves, long pants, and boots. Number 2. Check the condition of hand tools before using them. Number 3. Prevent anyone from getting near you while working. Lastly, use appropriate tools in planting. Now, let us talk about the steps to be followed in direct sowing. I have here a video of actual steps in doing direct sowing. Let us watch it.
The single most economic thing you can do in your garden is invest in a packet of seeds. Now, everything, including our rooster, is setting seed and sowing seed all the time. All around us, everything's regrowing and regenerating. And as gardeners, buying seed and sowing seed, that connects us to that cycle, which is such an important part of what we do. But before we start sowing seeds, we need to check that our soil is ready to receive. There's an easy test, which is basically dig your hand in, should go through it nice and easily, and come up and the soil should fall away through it. So this soil has been pre-dug with compost, there's a bit of grit in it, and it's got fine particles because you want fine particles so that the roots of your plants can easily grow through them. Every seed packet on the back tells you how deep and how far apart you should sow your seeds. That's the important information that even I actually read sometimes. Carrots, though, they go into quite a shallow drill. Now, a drill is a channel in the soil. You can use your finger to drag a shallow drill. So a shallow drill is probably about a fingertip deep or centimetre deep. A lot of plants have quite small seeds, and we sow them knowing that we're going to thin them afterwards. But even still, you can just be quite careful how far apart you sow your seeds. And don't worry about it, relax and enjoy sowing seed, because you are right at the beginning of the growth cycle, and there will be things you can do along the way to get your plants to the right spacings and the right size. So that's as simple as just scattering those seeds along the drill. All I'm going to do now is brush the soil back over the seeds and just gentle, firm pressure, which lets me know that the seeds have got good contact with the soil. All I need to do now to start the germination process is to give these seeds a drink. Very important with your watering can though, don't water him like this because you are just going to end up with a deep furrow and all your seeds are going to get washed away. Keep the rose fitting on your watering can and just gently let it rain. Finally, just so that you know what's where, mark your trench. And the exciting bit now is you go away and you wait.
The next method is transplanting. Let me share with you the steps to be followed in transplanting seedlings.
The golden rule of transplanting vegetable seedlings in the field is this: treat them like fresh eggs. That is, be very careful. Seedlings like these that have been hardened in direct sun will have a better chance of surviving when transplanted into the field. Just before transplanting, drench the hardened seedlings with diluted liquid manure. This will help stimulate root growth and avoid transplant shock. Old seedlings like these at 7 to 8 weeks are no good, so don't plant them. Keep a safe distance between the roots and the fertiliser. A high salt concentration around the roots will burn them. When removing seedlings from the container, handle them very gently. Transplanting can be done either manually or by machine. Air dries out seedling roots and can kill them quickly. So once a seedling is out of its container, it needs to be bedded into the soil straight away. And then water around the whole base to exclude air. Try not to let the water touch the leaves. If the soil is very dry, it can suck moisture from the plant cells to the soil, the reverse of what we want. The top of the cell needs to be at ground level and the cotyledons are just above. Seven to 10 days after transplanting, apply NPK fertiliser. By this stage, it's critical for the plant to have good root ball soil contact. So you've got the old cell from the nursery and the new roots which have established in the field. Beautiful. At this stage, mulching reduces water loss and controls weeds. So whether you're transplanting by hand or machine, if you get it right, this is what your crop should look like a month after transplanting.
There you have it, Fernandino teens. When we return, you will have an exciting activity which I prepared for you. So stay tuned!
Magtanim ay di biro, pero para sa retired teacher na si Mang Tomas Gamboa, isa itong pangarap na matagal na niyang inaasam na anihin. Kaya naman sa 500 square meter lot na ito sa Florida Blanca, Pampanga, unti-unti niyang tinamnan at pinalago ang naipong kita sa mahigit 20 taon niyang pagtuturo. Kaya, tara na't pasukin ang paraiso ng ating bidang guro.
Welcome to Mape Garden Farm. Tara!
Mula sa makukulay na disenyo hanggang sa iba't ibang klase ng planting methods, makikita yan sa personal gulayan na tinawag nilang Modern Agriculture Farm Edition. Talaga namang binuhos ni Mang Tomas ang kanyang expertise sa pagtatanim at syempre, hindi mawawala ang pagiging resourceful ng ating resident planter.
Yung paggamit ng mga materials sa pagtatanim, iba-iba. May plastic, may gulong, may sako, may bote, lahat ng klaseng bote na pwedeng gamitan. Ginamit ko na.
Experimental ang approach ni Mang Tomas. Pero pagdating sa soil mixing, organic ang swak na soil mixture na approve sa ating Green Thumb. Pinaghahalo lang ang soil, topsoil, ipa, at carabao manure para sa optimum growth ng mga healthy veggies. Halos lahat pa ng mga gulay sa kantang bahay kubo present din dito sa kanyang lupain. Kaya naman ang buong pamilya ni Mang Tomas hanggang sa mga apo niya enjoy sa pag-harvest at pag-aalaga ng Mafe Garden Farm na ipinangalan niya pa sa kanyang mga anak.
Na kayo, siyempre, di ba, mahilig kayo magluto?
Oo.
Ano pong naging ambag nito?
Mula nung tinahi ito, natuto kami lagi mamasyal dito, lagi nagluluto, dala-dala lahat yung mga pagkain. Dito kami nagpipiknik.
At itong mape na sinasabi, ito'y pag-aaritan dalawa kong anak. Binibigay ko sa kanila. Regalo. Ako ang magiging caretaker nila. Yung mape.
Ang kalinga ng isang ama, ramdam hindi lang sa pamilya, kundi sa mga pananim niya. Kaya naman ngayong pandemya, make yourself busy, bawasan ang stress, at mas maging productive sa tulong ng pagtatanim para may dagdag hain na rin. Kaya para sa mga plantitos at plantitas na gustong i-level up ang planting skills,
papayo ko sa mga kasama kong nurseries, lalo sa mga teachers na hindi major ng agriculture, pwede kayong kumuha ng background sa Facebook. Pangalawa, kung konti lang yung pera nyo na ipon, pwede kayong kumuha ng 200 to 300 square meter at pakonti-konti, pwede kayong magtanim na kinakailangan ng pang-araw-araw na gamitan sa kusina at makakalibang pa sa pansarili mo.
Para sa Balita Pampanga, Gerald Gloton.
Fernandino Teens TV.
And now we are back. Earlier, I discussed the steps in direct sowing and transplanting. I hope you listen attentively. Now, let us have a short activity titled, Where Do I Belong? Think about this, Fernandino teens. When you are asked of a Filipino folk song or a Filipino nursery rhyme which talks about hope for a better agricultural produce like vegetables, what comes to your mind? Very good. It's the song Bahay Kubo. Do you know it? Can you sing it for me?
Bahay kubo, kahit munti ang halaman doon ay sari-sari, singkamas at talong, sigarilyas at mani, sitaw, bataw, patani, kundol, patola, upot, kalabasa, at saka meron pang labanos, mustasa, sibuyas, kamatis, bawang at luya. Sa paligid-ligid ay puno ng bigas.
We have 18 vegetables found in the Bahay Kubo song. Classify each vegetable crop if they are planted directly on the ground or transplanted. Get a sheet of paper and ballpen and try this activity. Those who are watching on Facebook Live, kindly comment your answers on the comment box below. Ready? Number 1, we have singkamas. Correct, it's direct planting. Number 2, we have talong. Correct, it's transplanted. We have number 3, sigarilyas. You got it right, it's direct planting. Number 4, mani. Brilliant, it's direct planting. We have number 5, sitaw. Amazing! It's direct planting. Now we have bataw. Very good. It's direct planting. Moving on to patani. Very good. It's direct planting. Next, we have kundol. Brilliant! It's direct planting. Number 9, we have patola. Correct! It's direct planting. Next, number 10 is upo. Amazing! It's direct planting. Number 11 is kalabasa. You got it right. It's direct planting. Number 13 is mustasa. Correct. It's transplanted. Moving on to number 14 is sibuyas. Very good. It's direct planting. Number 15 is kamatis. Amazing! It's transplanted. Next, number 16 is bawang. Correct! It's direct planting. Number 17 is luya. Impressive! It's direct planting. And lastly, we have linga. Very good. It's direct planting. I hope you enjoy our fun activity about classifying vegetable crops according to the planting method. Did I hear you ask for more? I'll give you more. Ready? To sum up our lesson for today, let me check your understanding by playing green and red card. Questions are flashed on the screen and try to remember what has been discussed to you earlier. Comment G if the statement is correct and R if it is false. Number 1. Direct seeding requires smaller seeds for planting. G or R? Correct. The answer is R because direct seeding requires bigger seeds, not smaller ones. Number 2, string beans or sitaw should be transplanted. G or R? Very good. It's R again because string beans should be directly planted in the ground. Number 3, direct seeding requires less labor. You do not have to prepare a nursery, care for it, and pull the seedlings. You're on the right track, Fernandino teens. It's G. Number 4, the success rate of indirect seeding is higher than that of direct seeding. G or R? Very good. The answer is G because transplanting yields greater crops. Number 5, young plants with 2 or 4 true leaves are ready for transplanting. G or R? Great! The answer is G. Transplanting is done when seedlings have attained 12 to 15 centimeter in height and 3 to 4 leaves have developed. I think you did great in our activities, which proves that you were attentive during our discussion. Perhaps you, together with Fer, Nan, and Dino, can finally start your home garden now that you already know the methods of planting. More than ever, now is the right time to start planting on your backyard or any available space at home so we could harvest your own vegetables. There will be no need for you to go to the market to buy vegetables. In this time of pandemic, you must stay healthy by eating healthy food like vegetables, and would it be great if you produce your own crops and vegetables? If you have your backyard garden or gulayan sa bakuran, you would have to go out and buy from the market. Isn't it that great? This marks the end of our video lesson. I hope you have learned something from me. Thank you, and always remember that if you are healthy today, thank a farmer. This has been Ma'am Glessa Mayar Lobo from the Agriculture Department of Pampanga High School, your teacher lecturer for today. See you next time only here at Fernandino Teens TV.
Ang galing! Nakaka-enjoy pala talagang magpatubo ng mga bihi. Super love ko na talaga ang agriculture. Kaya naman...
Maraming salamat, ma'am! Bagay na bagay ka talagang tawaging plantita, Nan.
Madami rin ba kayong natutunan, Fernandino teens? Para mas madagdagan pa ang ating mga kaalaman, laging tumutok dito lang sa
Fernandino
Teens
TV, na kung saan ang kabataang Fernandino ay angat sa angking talino.
Bagong umaga, yakapin mo ang bagong pag-asa. Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat.